Hey guys and gals, this is Mrs. Charles coming to you to talk about dimensional analysis practice. But before we start, I'd like to give a shout out to all my peeps that came to tutoring today to finish their test. You know who you are. You have a big smile on your face right now, and I'm super happy. So let's take a look at this dimensional analysis practice. Number one, according to the diagram above, approximately how many centimeters are equivalent to 1 inch? And we have to explain it. So let's take a look at the diagram. It shows us that we have 1, 2, 3 centimeters shown, and our inch is almost to 3, but not quite to 3, and a little bit over a half. Okay? So record the following information. 1 inch is approximately equivalent to is approximately equivalent to 2.54 centimeters. And this is something you guys just need to know, that it's about 2.54 centimeters. So now we're going to write two ratios that could represent the information. And we know that in 1 inch, there's 2.54 centimeters, or in 2.54 centimeters, there's 1 inch. We're just flipping that ratio there. So whichever way it's easier to work in your problem is the one that you would use. So reading on number 4, a problem-solving method known as dimensional analysis may be used to convert inches to centimeters and centimeters to inches. Dimensional analysis allows you to determine which way to write the ratio so the units will cancel and leave only the desired unit in the answer. So let's look at an example. If we have 7 inches and we want to know how many centimeters we have, that's our question, we can fill in the question mark there by centimeters and put in 2.54. We can put in 2.54 right here at our question mark and calculate that out. If we say 7 times 2.54, that will indeed give us the answer of 17.78. So, perfect example. If you're given inches, you can multiply it by the centimeters to get how many centimeters there are in 7 inches. Moving on to part B. Now we're going to fill in the missing information to convert 24 centimeters to inches. So we have 24 centimeters. We want to know how many inches it is. So this time we're going to take the ratio 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters because we want the centimeters to cancel out from each other, leaving us with inches. So we are left with 24 over 2.54. And if we divide that out, we get 9.45. All right, guys, so we ended up with 24 over 2.54, and we've got to divide that out. It's pretty ugly division. We started it for you so you could just see where we were coming from. We could keep going forever, so we just decided to stop at 9.4. Okay, so 24 centimeters equals 9.4 inches. We rounded it to the nearest tenth. All right, so moving on to the next page. The back page, it talks about your star chart and how it gives you some dimensional analysis on your star chart. And they've given you 3 here. We've got pounds to kilograms, and flipping that ratio, we've got kilograms to pounds. These mean the same thing. It's just different ways of saying it. Then we have liters to gallons and gallons to liters. And then lastly, we have centimeters to inches and inches to centimeters. And we just found the answers to those. So we're going to plug it in. So we've got 2.54 centimeters to 1 inch And then we've got 1 inch to 2.54 centimeters. It means the same thing. This is what dimensional analysis is, determining which ratio you need to use to get to the bottom line. So let's take a look at number 5. How many liters of lemonade are equivalent to 5.5 gallons of lemonade? So we're starting out with 5.5 gallons of lemonade. And if we start out with gallons, we know that we want to use the ratio that has gallons on the bottom. So go up and look at your dimensional analysis up top, and we see gallons on the bottom is 3.79 liters. To 1 gallon. And that is 5.5 gallons All right, so we set up a proportion on this one, and now we need to decide how do we get from 1 gallon to 5.5 gallons? What's our multiplier here? So we know 1 times 5.5 equals 5.5. So what we do to the bottom, we must do to the top. So 3.79 times 5.5 will give us the number of liters. 3.79 times 5.5. So let's get started. 9 times 5 is 45, so 5 carry your 4. 7 times 5 is 35, plus 4 is 39. 15 plus 3 is 18. Your 0 for the filler. Wow, Miss Gesh is fast. Alright, so we know that in 3.79 liters we have 20.845 liters. Don't forget to move that decimal. Alright, moving on to number 2. How many pounds are equivalent to 15 kilograms? We're going to set up a proportion, Miss Gesh? Okay, we're going to use proportions again because we love proportions and you need to practice some. So we have pounds to kilograms, and we know that we have, let's go look at our chart here, 2.2 pounds in 1 kilogram. And the problem says that we have 15 kilograms, so we line everything up. So how do we get from 1 to 15? It's times 15 in our bottom proportion. So now we can say 2.2 times 15 to get how many pounds we have. So multiplying that out. We get 33 pounds as our answer. All right, moving on to number 7. How many feet are equivalent to 39 centimeters? So we've got feet to centimeters. Setting up our proportion. And it just says centimeters to inches, so we have to think a little bit. We got to really work hard on this one. So we've got to do 2 conversions here. So we're going to start out with inches to centimeters. And we know that we have, in 1 inch, there's 2.54 centimeters. Setting up our proportion, we're given 39 centimeters. All right, let's look at it again. We always want to make sure that we have the 1 on the bottom. So we're going to go with inches on bottom and centimeters on top. Okay, sorry guys. So we have 2.54 inches in 2.54 centimeters in 1 inch. And now we want to look at how many with 39. So what do we do? Alright, so now we need to solve this proportion. This one's a little bit difficult, but it's not something that we can't overcome. So we're going to divide, cross multiply, whatever way you find easiest to solve. So we're going to divide 254, 2.54 into 39. Moving our decimals over, filling in our zeros. Miss Gesh is a dividing machine. So we're going to estimate here a little bit. So let's see, 1360 divided by 2.54. 1360 divided by 254. We're going to get about 5. Try 5. Okay, so we're going to do 5. Gives us, okay, gives us 90. And we're going to do a 3, 762. We're going to stop there. So we know it's about 15.3. Okay? So we know that 39 centimeters is about 15.3 inches. But we're not done yet because it's wanting us to go to feet. So what does everyone know about feet? We know that we have, now we're going to go centimeters to inches with setting up our proportion now. So how many inches are in a foot? So we've got 12 inches to 1 foot. Solving that out, now we have to divide into 12. Whew, this is a long problem. We're going to get about 1.2. Okay? So long problem, we'll talk more about it in class. And finally, the last one. How many fluid ounces of soda are equivalent to 1.5 liters of soda? So we're going to start out with gallons to liters, because that's what we know. And we know that in 1 gallon, there's 3.79 liters. And we know that we have 1.5 liters. We're lining everything up. And we're looking for how many gallons. So once again, we've got to solve this and are we going to solve it now or keep going? Okay, so we're going to divide. So we've got 3.7. Sure, we're going to round on this one. That is much easier. Moving our decimals over. About 5. Yeah, I think it's 5. Gives us 75. So we get about 2.5. We can just stop there. We get about 2.5. But we're still not finished, because now we have to go to ounces. So what do we know about the relationship of ounces to gallons? There's 128 ounces in 1 gallon. This is all on your star chart, okay? And then we need to solve this proportion, the second proportion. So how do we get from 1.5? Are we going to do cross multiplying?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so we're going to say 2.5 times 128. And I'm just going to tell you what that is, Miss Gesh. It's 320. And I use a calculator, boys and girls. I'm not a magic multiplier. And then we're going to, are we done?
Yeah.
Now we have to divide it by 1.5. Okay, we're done.
We're done.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Alright guys, please notice the time down here. It's like almost 6 o'clock and we're really tired. But that's okay because we love you all. Mark out number 8. Mark out number 8. You can try it on your own or we can talk about it in class. But just mark it out, okay? Sorry you did all that work, but mark it out.
We can tell them tomorrow.
Have a good night.